You're watching the Battered Herons Network.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to 2026 and episode 472 of the Battered Herons Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Granat. Alongside me is not Mr. KBD. He is traveling the world as rich people do, but we are rocking and rolling 2026. Right above me, you see the Battered Herons logo with the star on it because we are going into 2026 as the defending MLS Cup champions, and how good it feels. The offseason is here, 51 days until kickoff. Actually, I should have looked that up beforehand, but I'll look it up real quick right now because we also have another countdown. 93 days until Miami Freedom Park's debut on April 4th, 2026 against Austin FC. So a lot of things to look forward to. This is a welcome to 2026 episode. We're going to be going over just everything that you need to know about this season, things to look forward to. Like I said, Chris isn't here. He will be back on the next one. And if you guys noticed, there was no intro. The last episode, we said that was the last you were going to hear about the 2025 intro. Now, Chris did cook up a new intro. I heard it. It is really good, a lot more hype than this one. I really enjoyed it. But because he is not here, I felt like it was a disservice to kind of debut it without him being here to kind of give him his props, or if you didn't like it, criticize it. But again, I liked it. I thought it was hyped. I think it's perfect for the 2026 season, and we're ready to rock and roll. And if you're new to this channel or you're watching for the first time, make sure you like and subscribe. There is no, and I am telling you because I've looked, I've been told, we have scoured, there is no Inter Miami podcast that puts out as much content as we do. I think we're the best. I said it, whatever. So we are here and we are rocking and rolling for 2026. We're starting early, January 1st. We wanted to get going early in the morning, and shout out to anybody that's watching live. I see a few people are already on there live at midday with the Herons. Absolutely, Sean, shout out to you. Happy New Year to F. Soretic. And shout out to you. You were with me in the MLS show. We also did a Battered MLS show earlier today. So shout out to you for joining me for that. If you haven't already, if you are interested in just general MLS talk, we did our early January 1st MLS show, which we're going to be rocking and rolling there also all year long. Shout out to One World, One Goal. Happy New Year. Kilman. I'm probably butchered you. Sorry. Aaron Lee. And again, usually Chris is the one that controls the chat, so I apologize. I try my best when he's not here. So shout out to Joe Rocco. First time seeing you live. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. Shout out to you. Don't do morning shows, Soccer Daddy. Don't worry. I go back to work on Monday, so morning shows will be a thing of the past. This is just for now when I have the opportunity. And Happy New Year to you also. Happy New Year to the Marsh and everybody else that's saying Happy New Year. Petty Potter, where's the bum? Petty Potter starting off hot in 2026. The bum is traveling the world right now because he has a lot more money than I do. So Eddie Daly, Happy New Year, Sean Callahan, and everybody that comes in after the fact. 89J Stubbs, Messi's 900th goal will be in pink. Well, I guess we'll start there. So a couple things to look forward to this season. A couple records that could be broken. And real quick, one of them is Messi. We were hoping that he would hit his 900th during the playoffs. I thought that would be really cool, especially if it happened in the MLS Cup final. I don't remember exactly how many he is away. I think it was like 4 or 5, but he will hit that mark during the 2026 season. So he is destined to hit 900 goals as a member of Inter Miami, wearing the pink, hopefully. And I mean that as in, like, I want him to wear the pink kit, like literally, like not the black one. I want it to be in the pink kit. But he's at 896. Thank you, the Marsh. So he's at 896, so 4 goals away. So that's something to look forward to. A couple other things just individually to look forward to. Messi has the opportunity to be the first ever 3-time MVP. And if his season is anything like the previous ones, he's probably a shoo-in to do that. So Messi possibly 3-time MVP back to back to back. I believe nobody's won the Golden Boot in back-to-back years. That I'd have to double check though. But he has the opportunity to do that also. And I wouldn't be surprised. And then Sean Collins said voter fatigue, it won't happen. The only way Messi doesn't win the MVP 3 years in a row, I think, is if Son has a crazy statistical season. Like if it's somewhere, anywhere near Messi's statistical season, I think you're right. The voter fatigue will set in and they'll give it to him. But if it's not Son and Messi has another great statistical season, I think he's a shoo-in and he'll have it 3 years in a row. But again, I think Son, just because he's such a big name and they want to promote him, if he's in the conversation, I think they give it to him. But outside of that, I think is 100% all Messi, and that would be huge. 3 years in a row. That's something that might not even be broken ever. So absolutely, I'm looking forward to that. If Messi won another MVP, they better change the award name to Messi Award. I've been preaching that it should be the Pibe Valderrama Award just because he was the first ever winner, Carlos Valderrama. But I agree. I think Messi, if he wins it 3 years in a row, he should probably already name it after him already. But shout out to Landon Donovan. I know he was a great MLS player. But Messi wins it 3 years in a row. After he retires, they should change it to the Messi Award. That's just me. Some people might disagree, but that's what I think. I think Son will get it next season because he is here now, or Mueller. I don't think Mueller gets it. I don't think Mueller's going to have a statistical season that could compare to what Son and Messi will probably do. But I think Son will have a great statistical season with Boagna and everything that they got going over there. They just picked up Schaffelberg, which I think Schaffelberg, although he's fast, I think he's a little overrated because his finishing is inconsistent. But his speed will create opportunities for the others around him. And this is something that I would probably talk about on the MLS show. I won't spend too much time on it here. But LAFC will be a good team next year. And if they do well and Son statistically does well, I think that he has a chance to win it over Messi. But again, I'm saying three-peat. Messi will have a decent season, more like this first season than this one due to the World Cup. That's true also. And now that we're talking about the World Cup, before I get into the World Cup, one thing that surprised me, I thought because of the World Cup and the fact that they were going to take a month off, that we wouldn't have to worry about an All-Star game. Like, I get that the All-Star game is very American and it's something that they do in all the sports, but it's also something that people dislike in all the sports. Like, they like the idea of seeing all the stars in one place, but everybody finds these games very boring and very pointless. So the fact that this is the world's game and we're still trying to push this, I really think that I wish they would get rid of it. And if you're not going to get rid of it, at least this year that we're taking such a long break off for the World Cup, and then the World Cup ends July 19th, I want to say, or the break July 19th. And then they're gonna have this All-Star game soon thereafter. I think it's just so silly that they're doing this. And I promise you, I am almost sure, not 100% sure, but I feel pretty confident saying, and the All-Star game is gonna be on July 29th, so 10 days after the World Cup. I feel pretty confident in saying Messi won't be playing in this All-Star game either, especially if he makes it far in the World Cup. If he's in the final of the World Cup 10 days prior, he's not playing in this All-Star game. Are they gonna suspend him again? Like, I told you guys, I don't think any big name is coming to the MLS during this offseason, because if you have any hope of making it to your nation's team to represent in the World Cup, you don't go to the MLS. I love the MLS, but I'm being honest. This isn't the place you go if you're trying to make it on your World Club squad. So don't expect any big names. Now, I do think big names will come in the summertime. But, like, is this really what you want them to come into? Like, hey, by the way, we have an all-star game coming up. Like, I know they don't have to participate because they'll just be arriving. But, like, all this gimmicky stuff is stuff that I think deters players from wanting to come here. I don't know why they're still doing it. Messi isn't going to play in it. Does he get suspended again? We'll see. But maybe he'll just fake an injury, right? He'll say, like, his legs are sore or whatever it may be. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think that he participates in it at all. And we'll see. But I was very surprised that they had this going anyway. All right, so back to what I was saying. The World Cup, we will take a month off, and in the past, the MLS has not taken breaks from the World Cup, which is ridiculous. So they will have a break. Now, the good thing, because I was having a conversation with my brother, and he was worried because the goal, and we're going to get into the Champions Cup in a second, but the goal is to make it to Champions Cup and win Champions Cup. And then he was worried because, well, Champions Cup final is June 2nd, and the World Cup begins June 11th, I want to say. If somebody in the chat can help me out with that. I don't remember what day exactly it is. Actually, I can tell you right now. I have it pulled up here. June 11th. So it's like 9 days prior. And he was like, does that mean that Messi won't participate in Champions Cup? Absolutely not. He is going to be rocking and rolling, and that'll be the last game he plays before he gets ready for the World Cup. If anything, that'll keep him informed going into the World Cup. It's like, I know that it's not as prestigious, but it's It's this side of the world's Champions League, and whoever makes the Champions League is playing in that game right before they get ready for the World Cup. So it will be no different. June 2nd, Champions Cup, and I guess I'll switch over to that. So Jorge Mas came out and said it. My goal is Champions Cup. The team's goal is Champions Cup. And that is what we're going to go for. And for those of you that, again, all we're doing is getting you ready for 2026, everything that's coming. This is the goal. That trophy you're looking at right now, that is the goal. That's what we want. That's what we need to get. That is the big one. The MLS Cup gave us that pretty little star that you see up top of the screen. But this is the biggest trophy on this continent. This is the biggest international trophy outside of the Club World Cup that Inter Miami can win at the moment. And this is what they need. This is what they want. And June 2nd is the final. They are already in the round of 16, which starts in March. I don't remember exactly what date the first game is, but the first game will be either against Nashville or Ottawa, which is the Canadian team. And they will play, it would be home and away. And that'll be officially the last game that's played in Chase Stadium for Inter Miami, because the stadium will not be ready until April 4th when they debut at Miami Freedom Park against Austin FC. So we have one game at Chase Stadium left. It will be in the round of 16. If they beat and eliminate either Nashville or Ottawa, which I would hope they can, then you would move on to playing against what looks to be either Philadelphia or Club America. Now, obviously, Club America is what more people are assuming that it will be, but who knows? Philadelphia could pull off an upset. But regardless, the Club America Philadelphia will be the first Champions Cup game at the new stadium. So Champions Cup is the goal. So for those of you guys watching, we now know, we've said it. That trophy, that is the goal at the end of this year. Now, I've had my issues with them saying that because of the fact that if you don't win it, then you are in May and you just said, okay, well, we didn't reach our goal. And I think that that's a sucky way to look at it. But I am glad that they're thinking big, and hopefully they do win it, because they've come up short. They made it to the quarterfinal 2 years ago. They made it to the semifinal last year. So, I mean, if we keep going in that progress, we'll be hopefully in the final this year. So we are starting off in the round of 16. So I brought up Champions Cup. That is the goal. That's what we're participating in. Now, another trophy that we're participating in is the Leagues Cup, the Cafetera. We are back in the Leagues Cup. That's another thing that was up in the air. We weren't really sure if the games were going to be played or if the tournament was going to be played this year because of the stoppage in World Cup. But it's back, and the Leagues Cup will be played between August 4th and September 6th. Now, this is the tournament where we play against Liga MX teams, the top 9 teams in the East and the top 9 teams in the West. They are put into this tournament, and they will be playing against Liga MX. And we won the first one ever. Shout out to Vice City Lucas. Happy New Year. We won the first one ever. And I mean, it's another trophy. I know some people don't really look at it. Oh, shout out to everybody. I just looked at the chat. I told you, without Chris, the chat for me is difficult. June 15th is when the World Cup starts. Thank you. But Leagues Cup. We won the first one ever. And I know people aren't necessarily excited about the Leagues Cup. It isn't anywhere near the MLS Cup or Champions Cup. But it is another trophy, another tournament that we will be included in. And these games will be played during the weekdays, because regular season will not stop, because obviously with the month off for the World Cup, there will be congestion. So the Leagues Cup will be played on weekdays, which does affect attendance all the time, but it is what it is. Like Vice City Lucas just said, it brings money. But the Leagues Cup is another trophy we're participating in. So we got Champions Cup, which is the goal. That's the international. That's the biggest trophy you can win as the MLS club. We're in there. We got Leagues Cup, which starts on August 4th, a couple weeks after the World Cup. And now I just randomly thought, is Luis Suarez suspended for that? Can he not participate in the Leagues Cup? I don't remember. Let me see if I can find out. while I look this up, no, I don't see anything. So I'm not gonna. I don't have Chris here to filibuster, so I'm not gonna go ahead and waste your time while I look it up. But I'll hopefully have that for you next time. So another trophy that we are in competition for is Campeones Cup. We're playing against Toluca from Liga MX. The champion in MLS plays against the champion Liga MX. When that game's going to be, I believe it's in April. I believe it's going to be played in Miami Freedom Park. I don't remember the exact day. And shout out to 89 Stubbs. Shout out to being co-host. I love you guys in the chat. You guys doing this show alone, obviously, I'd much rather do it with Chris, but it's so awesome to have you guys as like co-host because you guys help me out so much. I just want to make sure I give you guys a shout out before I keep going. So shout out to 89 Subs. So it's a 6-game ban. So he's essentially going to miss almost the whole tournament, I believe. If it's not six, if it's not the whole tournament, it's just about the whole tournament. Suarez, Chelo, and Busi got suspended. All right, well, Chelo and Busi won't be here for it, but Suarez, I guess, hopefully we have a new DP striker by then so we can have him play. So Campeones Cup, we're going to be playing against Toluca. So that is a third trophy. It's just one game. I believe it's going to be played at Miami Freedom Park. So far, the count is Leagues Cup, Champions Cup, Campeones Cup. That's 3 trophies so far. Then we have the season, which is just the Supporter Shield. We won that in 2024. A lot of people are thinking that because of the World Cup and things like that, maybe we don't have a chance. When you have this team, this roster, I think that all things are possible. I wouldn't say that Supporter Shield is out of the question. I mean, I thought that last year we had a bad run from, I want to say it was like mid-April to like end of May, where we looked like terrible. We looked really, really bad, and we still were just a couple points out of the Supporter Shield. So I wouldn't be surprised if we win the Supporter Shield without it being even our goal. But I think that that's possible. So I just went through Champions Cup, Leagues Cup, Campeones Cup, Supporter Shield, and then we have the MLS Cup. The MLS Cup obviously being in the playoffs. Now, the decision day, the final day of the regular season is November 7th, 2026. Now, what's good about this? What's good is that the international break in November is November 8th. It begins. So that means decision day will be November 7th. Then we have the international break on November 8th to November 16th. That means you have a full week off. Now, why do I like it? Sorry, give me 1 second. Now, why do I like it? Because in years past, the playoffs would start. You would have that stupid 3-game series, and then you have 2 weeks off because of the international break, and then you go to the second round. This year, that's not going to happen. Luckily, what's going to happen is that we're going to go ahead and we're going to play our last game of the season, November 7th. And then after the international break, then you'll get your very first game of the season, which is great, in my opinion, because then you don't have that weird break in the middle of the playoffs. You have round 1. Now, is it going to be a 3-game series? I highly doubt it. I went over it on the MLS channel. So if you guys want, go ahead, Battered MLS fans. And I broke down the way the playoff schedule could work and the different possibilities. But just to summarize it real quick here, if they keep the 3-game series, which I do not think that they will keep, but if they do, the season will end December 26th, which to me sounds idiotic, right? They always complain about the weather and all these things. They're not going to go ahead and finish the season December 26th. Now, they might do a home and away for the first round, and that would end on December 19th. I still think that that's a little too much. I think they go single elimination. They haven't announced it yet. But if they go single elimination, then the season would end on December 12th, which is a week after when it would usually be. I do think that that's the route they're going to go. And I think that that's great because you don't have that weird break in between. And if you got momentum going in round 1 and 2, don't expect it to end because it's going to keep that momentum is going to keep going. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that that is a positive. And to all the OGs for the MLS in general, just know that this is the last calendar year where we're going to start this season in February 21st, 51 days away, and end it November 7th, right before the playoffs. And then obviously the playoffs will end in December. This is the last year that we have to deal with that. Now, Champions Cup in the past has been difficult because if you aren't in the round of 16, like Inter Miami and Seattle are, you're starting in the preseason. Like this past year, we played against Sporting KC in the first round, And it was our preseason game, basically, because we played that game before our first regular season game. Now, luckily, we're playing against KC, which is in the same situation. But teams that end up matched up against a Liga MX team, that's a huge disadvantage because they've been playing. They are in rhythm. They are in form when we're just getting started. So that's going to be a huge difference moving forward. So this is going to be one of the last years we have to deal with that. The change in calendar, I think, is going to be great. Like I told you, no big name is going to come before the season. So expect any big name to come during the summer. And I think that's the biggest positive to this change of calendar. But as far as Inter Miami goes, for those of you that were expecting Giovanni Lo Celso, apparently he doesn't want to come because of what I said. Now, I thought that maybe he could get away with still getting on the national team, even if he's playing in the MLS, just because he's with Messi, right? Rodrigo De Paul, nobody's questioning that. Rodrigo De Paul is going to be part of the national team. But I guess Giovanni Lo Celso has a little more competition than Rodrigo De Paul. He hasn't established himself as a starting 11 player or even a bench player on the Argentina national team all the time. So I guess he has to earn his spot. So maybe it's a little different. But I'm hearing that he's not coming. He wants to be part of that Argentina World Cup, and he needs to be playing in a top flight league like La Liga for Real Betis. So for those of you that are expecting and hoping for Giovanni Lo Celso, maybe it'll happen. But from what I'm hearing, he wants to be part of the World Cup, and he sees the MLS as a possibility as to not getting on. And shout out to 89 Stubbs. If we let me finish this real quick. And if we see CCN come out with the World Cup, it would be amazing. Shout out to 89 Stubbs. Appreciate that. But we just got interrupted by Mr. KBD traveling the world. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year. I'm out here with the fam bam.
Look at these. Must
with
be
the
nice.
fam bam out here in Philadelphia. They're doing like a parade thing. Hold on. Let me see.
Mr. Dupe. Are you singing the Dupe song as they walk by?
Well, you know what? I really have there's too many Eagles fans here, and I'm not an Eagles fan.
Oh, you're a
And
Cowboy
so
fan.
I kind of want to tell them that, like, to eat it, but the Cowboys suck, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah, and then they're asking if you're in NYC. No, he's in Philadelphia.
No, I'm gonna be.
Dupe song.
I'm actually gonna be in New York City in a couple hours. I'm gonna take the train over there soon. So
they want to know if you're wearing a shiesty because you're about to go steal some stuff.
You know what, son, I'm ready. And my son is putting snow on me because it snowed, but it snowed in the morning. Happy New Year's to all you guys that are watching.
Yeah,
Happy
man.
New Year's to the whole Batter fam.
I'm letting them know that Battered Herons, Battered MLS, we're rocking and rolling this year, starting from January 1st. So make sure that you jump on board, like and subscribe, because we're gonna be on here kicking ass all year long.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, it's gonna be a blast this year. I already got that intro locked and loaded.
Oh, I know. I was teasing it. I was like, "Ooh,
yes,
it's a lot more hype than last year." I didn't want to play it at the beginning of this episode, out of respect for your hard work.
Yes.
And then and Betty Potter, shout out to Betty, said, "Yo, that Campana fans looks just like Mini Chris."
Hey, because he is a mini me.
All right, well, Chris, thank you for jumping on. I hope you have a good time in Philly. Sing that Dupe song.
I've already sung it when I arrived.
Oh, you're a piece of crap. All right, and if you see him in New York or Philly, because you guys are out there, make sure you say hi to Chris, because he's rich. You'll probably see him in the Hummer or the G-Wagon.
Yeah,
that's how he gets down.
I got Hummers and G-Wagons picking me up at the Amtrak, already planned, locked and loaded.
Yeah, and Chris, I hate you. This was Soccer Daddy said.
I love you guys too. Until next time.
I'll kick you out of the studio just to make sure you don't close down the show.
Yeah, kick me out, please, for sure. All right. Later, guys.
Peace. All right. So, with that said, Champions Cup, like I said, that is the goal. I think that all MLS teams are in a better position to win it once the calendar changes. But for this year, that's the goal for Miami. So if you get nothing else out of this episode, which is basically just getting you guys ready for 2026, it's Champions Cup is the goal. And we have plenty of other trophies to win also, but this is the goal. And again, I'll run down the trophies one more time. It is Champions Cup, it is Leagues Cup, it is Campeones Cup, it is Supporter Shield, and it is MLS Cup. There are 5 trophies that we could win during this 2026 season. Messi could be the first ever 3-time MVP winner. He could be, I believe, the first, and chat, maybe you guys could double check me, but I believe he could be the first ever back-to-back Golden Boot winner. And I'm going to go out there on a limb, and I'm going to say he's going to break the single season assist record, which is held by Pibe Valderrama, which I believe is 26. And I'll double check that real quick. Most assists in an MLS season. And I believe it's 26. Yes, it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if Messi breaks that also. Let's change the name to Messi MVP trophy, hopefully soon. And that's it. I wanted to leave you guys. I wanted to start off the year right. I wanted to bring you guys and let you guys know what to expect this year. 51 days until kickoff. And that's it. I don't have anything else unless anybody in the chat has anything else to add that you guys want to talk about. Well, my little one is awake, so that means that my time is almost up. And nope, that's it. By the way, and I forgot to bring that up, the only teams that have ever won the MLS Cup in back-to-back years have been, it's happened 3 times. DC United in 96 and 97, Houston Dynamo 2006, 2007, and the LA Galaxy 2011 and 2012. And by the way, my daughter doesn't know what a losing team is like because she was born and we started winning MLS Cup trophies, right? All right. So we could be the 4th team to ever win back-to-back titles. And I'm going to put one on a limb, say we're going to do it. And then in that little sprint season next year, which is like a 3 or 4 months season, I think, we'll win it a 3rd time. First ever back-to-back-to-back. That's right. You can say I'm jinxing it. I don't care. I'm feeling good. 2026 is going to be a big year for Inter Miami, for the Battered family. And I appreciate everybody that's been supporting us from the start. And if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And Danny's the new collared shirt. Look, I'm all for this collared shirt. I think that it's going to be one of the nicest kits because of its simplicity, because of that star. It stands out. I'm all for that new kit. So again, 2026, big year coming. And again, if you want to hear a little more specifics about the schedule and all the other things going on in the MLS, make sure you tune into the Battered MLS Fans, where we broke down what to expect in 2026 season also. So appreciate everybody, especially you guys in the chat that hung out with me for the last half hour. And we'll be back next week with Chris. Maybe he'll be home. He's rich. He travels the world. We don't know where he's going to be. But regardless, and then real quick, any news on Dolcezzo? Again, I don't think he's coming. I said it a couple of days ago that I thought he was, but I'm hearing that he wants to be part of the World Cup and he doesn't see the MLS as the right spot to get there. We'll see. If it's for DP, I'm glad that he's not coming because I don't think that we should spend the DP on an attacking midfielder right now. We're losing Allende. We're losing Baltasar Rodriguez. We need speed on the wings. That's how we had our most success this season. So we'll go ahead and look, and then 89 Day Sub says Isco got hurt too. So that means he's going to get even more playing time and he's going to have more responsibility on Raul Batiste. So I definitely think he's going to stay in Raul Batiste. So with that said, I'm going to sign off. Happy New Year to everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And until the next one, have a good one. Say bye. Okay.